Hey everyone, Mango7 here, how we doing today? Welcome to another epic Zevin video. Today we're going to talk about speed and combat readiness and how they work. A lot of people don't seem to understand this, and this is something you're really going to need to understand to play this game well, especially in PvP. There's a lot of resources within the game that some people might not know about it, and we'll try to cover that out here. So to start things off, I do not 100% understand speed at this point because it seems to act up a little. I'm not sure if there's bugs or additional things in the background, but there's times where my speed on one unit is higher than another and the slower one goes first at the start of the turn, which should never happen. It should be the same order every time, barring any combat readiness, so I'm still trying to figure that out, but overall this is how it should work. So the only actual stat you can boost with your equipment is speed. Speed is huge, probably like the most important stat in the game in the long run. Not as much earlier, but in the long run you're gonna need to be fast or you're just going to super die. And the thing with speed is you can only really get a huge boost from your boots. If you do not have speed on your main stat like this on your boots, you're gonna go behind most other people that do unless they're supernaturally fast. You can also get a really huge boost from speed if you take a look at the speed set, which my Elson has on somewhere. So this also gives you a 25% speed increase when you have the 4 set on. And again, this is probably most likely 25% of his base, so it's going to give you 25% of 134 here for your base speed. Actually less than that because the one on the left is the total. So it's kind of confusing to me how they do this, because usually you'd expect this number to be the before pluses and then you'd see the plus after, but I'm pretty sure the plus on the right side is to his total there, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm still trying to figure things out, but in general, you need to go fast. You especially need to go fast for somebody like Elson, somebody like Silk, anybody that needs to do stuff first, and turn order is also super important. You don't want your Sez to go and then your buffer to go right after. You don't want your healer to go first before anything or something like that. You don't want your order wrong, because if you do, that'll make or break your team. So let's just take a run into PvP here, and I'll try to show you combat readiness. I may just get destroyed, which always happens when I record things, just because we're in Master 3 right now, but we should be able to get a pretty decent idea of... These teams are all so hard. I'm gonna reset this. We should get a pretty decent idea of how to show combat readiness here. As for these teams, which one looks the best? Let's go for this one here. It's just a Sez and a Silk. I can usually tank Sez and Silk. My PvP team is not the greatest, but I can usually tank it. So whoever has the highest speed is going to go first. It's going to be Silk. And Silk, it's probably best to go take a look at this too. If Silk here, I think we can see her skills. Can we see her skills? Yeah, we can. Perfect. So Silk here has a third ability that increases and decreases speed on each people. So that is huge. That'll give their team a speed boost and your team a speed deboost. I'm not sure the actual rate at which speed decreases with these debuffs. Probably something like 25%, but it's huge. So let's try this out here, and she pretty much always uses her second ability, or her third ability first. So hopefully she does. I mean, hopefully she doesn't, so I might actually win, but you never know. But if I'm them, their ordering is going to be Tierra first or Silk first, and then whatever one didn't go first, second. Then Elson's gonna buff, then Sez is gonna go next. I should be able to tank that, but I guess we can see here. This is why I use Destina too, since I tend to just tank stuff and hope I survive. So their Silk's gonna go first. So their Tierra is going to now attack my, oh, that works too. See, this is a really good example. Like, he's still gonna work because he procced Dust Devil, but this is a really good example of what not to do. I'm really glad we fought this guy, because I should not be alive right now. There is no way I should have survived that onslaught, especially when he procced Dust Devil or whatever he had. So the point of Tierra is to use her third ability, or her passive ability here. Oh, you can't see it. That sucks. Which increases the combat readiness of everybody. And she can also defense break, which would have killed my unit very easily. So the thing I want to show you guys here is the time bar at the top left. You need to take advantage of this if you really want to be better at PvP. Not only can you see here what abilities are on cooldown, you can also see the turn order, and this is going to be your combat readiness. So all of these percents are your current combat readiness. So for example, if I have an ability that increases my combat readiness by 30%, that's going to push Says up to what I believe is 115%, assuming it's like Summoner's War. But while it does that, it's going to take the other people's turns a little bit too, because they're going to get the boost from their speed. And again, correct me if I'm wrong there, this is just how I'm understanding it. But say Elson had a combat boost, I would be able to push my Says above everybody else, and then my Says would go next. And as your speed determines how fast you get combat readiness. So once, let's say I don't do anything here, after Elson's turn, the next thing that's going to happen is my Araminta, 93% here, is going to charge up to 100%, and the rate at which she charges up to 100% is going to be determined by her speed. So let's say this T-area was faster than my Araminta. The T-area would fill the bar first, and then the T-area would go first. But luckily, my Araminta is faster here. Actually, it's not, because she has speed buff. So she's going to get the boost thereafter. But luckily, she didn't attack my Araminta. So hopefully this kind of shows you a little bit of how it works. We got super lucky, and this was the perfect example because we 100% should have been dead. There was zero chance we should have survived this team had they just had their ordering correct. They had it exactly the wrong way, so perfect here. And you can see, if you watch her bar at the top, she's all the way back up there, and that's because she gets a boost to her combat readiness on that thing. I think it's 50%, so that's why she moved all the way down in the combat order there. So important to figure out, and I'm so glad they added this. In Summoner's War, there were no percents. You just kind of had to wing it and hope you were right. So we can see here, we're going to have Silk go first. Silk is probably going to attack our Says. And then our Destina is going to go next, and we'll be able to full heal, and we'll be able to finish everybody off right after, is my guess what's going to happen here. But we'll see. You never know. Yeah, like I said, just attacking Says here, and then we can get a full heal off. Destina also has combat readiness buff on her second. A lot of times when one of your units is at full HP, you'll still want to give them that second ability heal just to get their combat readiness up. Just another thing to keep in mind here. So let's just see what happens here. We want to block the heals for Says, and Says blows up. So again, we can look at this, and I know I could just win right now and all those other things, but I really want to show you guys and make sure you understand how this works. I'll do one more PvP battle after. But should be fine. You really need to take advantage of this on the left side there, because it really helps you plan out. That is not the person I meant to attack, but I'll take it. See, it was hard to see there, but if you rewind just a second, my Destina was behind, or was ahead of the Elson, but because Elson is faster and Destina is super slow, Elson's charged first, so that's very good to see if you want to just see it actually how it happens. And here we have the Tiara at 80%, so we can buff up our Says here and see if we can push her ahead, because we've got 30% combat readiness, plus the Says is at 80%, and I think my Says is faster, so we should be able to heal Says up, and it will go before Tiara.
Shall we begin?
And we can see he just passed Tiara there.
I'm already prepared.
And we can finish her off. So that's really good. I feel like that was one of the best examples we could get in a fight. We would have absolutely lost if they had their ordering right, and I think we would have lost ourselves too if we didn't pay attention to the ordering too. So there you go. I hope Yuna and I in the top right there could help you out. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you have any other requests for videos, any other request for help, for aid, please let me know in the comments below and I can try to help you out. I do know this game pretty well now, so outside of specific characters I'm not familiar with yet, I can help with basically anything, I think. So I'll see you again. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.